Okay.
Of course, it's the hero with the TV.
We can be heard and seen.
Oh
Welcome.
my.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
I
Everybody, I didn't realize.
believe
Go right into
I believe everybody's super ready.
I'm ready.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Ready,
this
ready,
is
ready.
going to be minimized. It's going great. Hi. I didn't even give myself a frame. How great is that?
Hello, everybody.
Hi,
Hello,
Kayla.
Nils. Hello, Poon.
Okay, I'm
Oh my
closing
goodness.
everything I don't need.
Good idea.
Good luck.
I didn't change that, so I think that's fine. It's fine. We're ready to go. Okay, welcome.
It's all fine.
Welcome to. Can somebody? How do I
Welcome
update the
to
title?
Quarantine Shakespeare,
Shut up. I mean, thank
where
you.
we are reading Much Ado About Nothing in complete cold reading fashion. None of us have done any rehearsal.
I haven't even read it since high school. Let's be honest.
I was
Never even
reading
read
a
it.
little bit
I
last
think
night.
this is
never
my
read it.
first time reading it, so
Yeah, I got to the first line and it was like, your character never smiles. And I was like, oh no. This is big trouble.
Does anybody know? Is the title updated? Did it come through?
It hasn't updated
I'll have
yet. I'm looking at it.
to
It never works
refresh
for me
my
when I do it
page.
through slobs.
I'll have to refresh my page. Nope,
No, it didn't.
didn't
Still
update.
the same.
Well, when Maddie shows up,
Yeah.
is there a command that I can type in to do it? I don't know.
Millie, do you want an apple?
Should be title.
Oh my. Oh,
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
man.
Yin is
There's
very
lots of
upset.
kittens in the Globe Theater.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. And they are adorable.
They're
Yes.
right
Twist.
there.
It's the play, but in a pet shop.
Exactly, yeah.
Wait, are Griffin and Zach here?
And the answer is zoo.
Ming Ming, you really need to be quiet now.
I did it.
You did it! You did it!
I
Yay!
Yay!
What did we do?
I changed the title. God, I'm so good at this.
So good.
Okay.
I feel like I'm being patronizing, but I swear I'm not.
I am being patronizing to myself. All right.
All right.
What else is new?
We all did the thing. The
Cassie.
thing. You know the thing.
Cassie, can I put you on the spot to give us like a 30-second overview?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
These
Okay.
overviews are amazing.
For anybody who doesn't know me, hi. I'm
Hi.
Cassie. I'm
Hi.
Cassie of the Shakespeare podcast.
You're awesome.
Thank you. And Much Ado About Nothing it's a wonderful, wonderful Shakespeare. It's my favorite Shakespeare. It is the story of Beatrice and Benedict who hate each other. And through a series of events involving their friends, get tricked into falling in love with each other. While all of that is going on, some very bad behavior by some of the men in the story leads to some very upsetting misunderstandings, and Beatrice and Benedict kind of have to find a way to fix it all and to give us our happy ending at the end.
All I need
So,
to know
I
is
was-
that
There you go.
Antonio as epically one-liner as I think he is.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I was doing this whole thing and I was like, he has no monologues. It's literally all one-liners. I love him.
But the friar is very important.
Well, apparently, I need to read those lines before I do them cold.
Nah.
That's what I was doing. As soon as I learned about this, I was like, where's my part? Where's my... Okay.
All right. So
Okay, Unicorn,
You're further
Yes.
than I am, for sure.
Do
Cold
we have-
read, 100%.
do we have time for me to switch to my less sensitive mic?
sure. Do you come up in the first scene?
No.
All right, go for it.
All right.
Act
my.
one. It's cats. It's
I
kittens.
think they're killing each other.
They're just hungry. That's what I do
No,
when
they're
I'm
going,
hungry.
You get my cat.
Killing with love.
Act 1.
It's not much to do about nothing. It's really kitten gladiatorial wars.
Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Wait,
Act
that
one,
wasn't
scene
what
one.
everybody signed up for?
What did I sign myself up for?
This is
Today's
serious
episode.
theater now, people.
Okay.
Serious face.
Is
It's
it
really
though?
not.
It's a comedy, right?
As I eat my Chef Boyardee.
Before Leonardo's house, enter Leonardo, Hero, and Beatrice with a messenger.
Wait, are we live?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been live.
Yeah.
Oh!
Maxine! Maxine! She looks at me live.
Director
I'm
Pooh.
waiting for it to like go on my Twitch as live, and it's not going.
Also, we're live.
We're live.
So whenever Leonardo wants to start, you go for it.
So did I mention I just woke up?
You're doing
Yes.
great. You're doing great.
Cool.
All right
Continue,
then.
Boone. Sorry.
Would it help if someone reads Act 1, Scene 1?
I did!
Yeah, she did.
I have
To a
my
great
script
start.
open now.
All right.
Act 1,
man.
Scene 1. Before Leonardo's house, enter Leonardo, Hero, and Beatrice with a messenger.
I learn in this letter that Don Peter of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very near to this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
But few of any sort, and none of name.
A victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. I find here that Don Peter hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine named Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pierrot. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in this figure of a lamb the feats of a lion. He hath indeed better tread expectations than you must expect of me to tell you how.
He hath an uncle here in Messina who will be very much glad of it.
I have already delivered him letters, and there appear much joy in him. Even so much that joy could not show itself in modest enough without badge of bitterness.
Did he break out into tears?
In great measure.
A kind overflow of kindness. There are no faces truer than those that are so washed. How much better is it to weep at joy than to joy at weeping?
I pray you. Is Signor Montanto returned from the wars, or no?
I know not of that name, lady. There was none such in the army of any sort.
What is he that you ask for, niece?
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, he's returned, and as pleasant as ever he was.
He set up his bills here in Messina and challenged Cupid at the fight. And my uncle's fool reading in the challenge subscribed for Cupid and challenged him at the bird bolt. I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For indeed I promise not to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Signor Benedict too much. But he'll be meet with you, I doubt it not.
He hath done good service, lady, in these wars.
You had musty victual, and he hath hoped to eat it. He is a very valiant gentleman. He hath an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier too, a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, and a man to a man, stuffed with all honorfuls virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man, but for the stuffing, well, we are all mortal.
You must not, sir, mistake my niece. There is a kind of merry war between Signor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is he the whole man governed with 1, so that if he have wit enough to keep himself warm, let him bear it for a difference between himself and his horse. For it is all the wealth that he hath left to be known a reasonable creature. Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
is possible?
Very easily possible. He wears his faith, but as the fashion of his hat ever changes with the next block.
I see, lady. The gentleman is not in your books.
No. And he were, I would burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion? Is there no young squarer now that will make a voyage with him to the devil?
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord. He will hang upon him like a disease. He is sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help noble Claudio. If he have caught the Benedict, it will cost him at least £1,000 ere be cured.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
You good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
No, not till a hot January.
Don Pedro is approaching.
Enter Don Pedro, Don John, Claudio, Benedict, and Balthazar.
Good Signor Leonato, you are come to meet trouble, and the fashion of the world is to avoid costs, and you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But when you depart from me, sorrow abides and happiness takes his leave.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
Signor Benedict, no. For then were you a child.
You have it full, Benedict. We may guess by this what you are being a man. Truly the lady fathers herself. Be happy, lady, for you are like an honorable father.
If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders, for all Messina is like him as she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody mocks you.
What, my dear Lady Disdain, are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die while she hath such meet food to feed it as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat. But it is certain I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted. And I would I could find in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
Ah, dear happiness to women. They would else have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I am of your humor for that. I had rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall scape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse, and 'twere such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parrot teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue, and so good a continuer. But keep your way. In God's name, I have done.
You always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
That is the sum of it all, Leonato. Signor Claudio and Signor Benedict, my dear friend Leonato hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay here at the least a month, and he heartily prays some occasion may detain us longer. I swear, he is no hypocrite, but prays for his heart.
If you swear, my lord, you shall not be forsaken.
To John.
Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince your brother, I owe you all my duty.
I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Please at your grace, lead on.
Your hand, Leonato. We will go together.
Sorry, I was laughing at Chad. Exit all except Benedict and Claudio.
Benedict, did thou note the daughter of Signor Leonato?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me as an honest man should do for my simple true judgment? Or would you have me speak after my custom, as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee, speak in sober judgment.
Why, Faith? Methinks she's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. Only this commendation I can afford her, that were she other than she is, she were unhandsome, and being no other but as she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I'm in sport. I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yea, and a case to put it into. But speak you this with a sad brow? Or do you play the flouting jack to tell us Cupid is a good hair finder and Vulcan a rare carpenter? Come, in what key shall a man take you to go in the song?
Oh, in mine eyes she is the sweetest lady I ever looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There's her cousin, and she were not possessed with a fury, exceeds her as much in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary. If Hero had be my wife.
Is't come to this? In faith, hath not the world one man, but he will wear his cap with suspicion? Shall I never see a bachelor of 80 again? Go to, if faith, and thou wilt needs thrust thy neck into a yoke, wear the print of it, and sigh away Sundays. Look, Don Pedro is returned to seek you.
Guess what? Re-enter Don Pedro.
What secret hath held you here, that you followed not to Leonatos?
I would your grace would constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
You hear, Count Claudio. I can be as secret as a dumb man. I would have you think so, but on my allegiance, mark you this, on my allegiance, he is in love. With who? Now, that is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
If this were so, so it were uttered.
Like the old tale, my lord, it is not so, nor 'twas not so, but indeed, God forbid it should be so.
Oh, if my passion could not shortly, God forbid it could be should be otherwise.
Amen. If you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And, in faith, my lord, I speak mine.
And by my 2 faiths and troths, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in despite of beauty.
And never could maintain his part but in a force of his will.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But that I will have a retreat winded in my forehead, or hang my bugle in an invisible baldric, all women shall pardon me. Because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any, I will do myself the right to trust none. And the fine is, for the which I may go finer, I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee, ere I die, look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord, not with love. Prove that ever I lose more blood with love than I will get again with drinking. Pick out mine eyes with a ballad maker's pen, and hang me up at the door of a brothel house for the sign of the blind Cupid.
Well, if ever thou dost fall from this faith, thou wilt prove a notable argument.
If I do, hang me in a bottle like a cat, and shoot at me, and he that hits me, let him be clapped on the shoulder and called Adam.
Well, as time shall try, in time of the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict bear it, pluck off the bull's horns and set them in my forehead, and let me be vilely painted, and in such great letters as they write, "Here is good horse to hire," let them signify under my sign, "Here you may see Benedict the married man."
If this should ever happen, thou wouldst be horn mad.
Nay, if Cupid have not spent all his quiver in Venice, thou wilt quake for this shortly.
I look for an earthquake too, then.
Well, you temporize with the hours. In the meantime, Good Signor Benedict, repair to Leonatus. Commend me to him, and tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made a great preparation.
I have almost matter enough in me for such an embassage, and so I commit you.
To the tuition of God, from my house, if I had it.
The 6th of July, your loving friend Benedict.
Nay, mock not, mock not. The body of your discourse is sometimes guarded with fragments, and the guards are but slightly basted on neither. Ere you flout old ends any further, examine your conscience, and so I leave you.
And he does.
My liege, your highness now may do me good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach it but how? And thou shalt see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that may do thee good.
Hath Leonato any son, my lord?
No child but Hero. She is his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord, when you went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye, that liked but had rougher task in hand, than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I'm returned, and the war thoughts have left their places vacant. In their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is, saying I liked her ere I went to wars.
Thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hearer with a book of words. If thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and her father, and thou shalt have her. Was't not to this end that thou began to twist a fine story?
Oh, how sweetly you do minister to love. That no love's grief by his complexion, but lest my liking might seem too sudden, I would have salved it with longer treatise.
What need the bridge much broader than the flood? The fairer grant is the necessity. Look what will serve as fit. 'Tis once thou lovest, and I will fit thee with the remedy. I know we shall have reveling tonight. I will assume thy part in some disguise and tell fair Hero that I am Claudio, and in her bosom I shall unclasp my heart and take her hearing prisoner with the force, and a strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then after to let her father, I will break. And the conclusion is, she shall be thine. In practice, let us put it presently.
They peace out. Scene 2, a room in Leonato's house. Enter Leonato and Antonio, meeting.
Now, brother, where is my cousin, your son? Hath he provided the music? This music.
Ahem, Antonio. Max, it's your line.
Highlight that part.
He is
very busy about it, but, brother, I can tell you strange news about the dreamt of not.
Are they good?
Good talk, and how are you?
I love it. Hi guys, I'm Maxine. We met.
Are they good?
It's your next line. As of the evening stamp them, but they have not good. They show well outward the prince in the court, Claudio, walking in the thick-patched alley in mine orchard. This is a very odd way to put this script.
walking in.
That's a very odd voice too. So I mean,
walking in the thick-pitched alley.
It's like, oh, hello, brother. How are you doing? Oh, I am doing good, brother. How are you?
Could be more gangster. We can do gangster too.
Oh my god.
Oh, gangster Shakespeare. Wow.
Walking in the thick-pitched
I've committed, guys. Walking in a thick patched alley in mine orchard, there, where thus mine overheard, mine, man of mine, a prince, discovered to Claudio that he loved my niece, your daughter, and meant to acknowledge it. This knight in a dance, and if he found her accordant, he might to take the present time by the top and instantly break it off with you.
Hath the fellow hath the fellow any wit that told you this?
A good sharp fellow. I will send him. And a quick question for yourself.
No. We will hold it as a dream till it appear itself. But I will acquaint my daughter withal, that she may be better prepared for an answer. If peradventure this be true, go you and tell her of it.
Enter attendants, who say nothing.
Cousins, you know what you have to do. Oh, I cry you mercy, friend. Go you with me, and I will use your skill. Good cousin, have a care of this busy time.
Everybody peace out. Scene
Smile,
3.
CA. Don't smile.
Scene 3, also in a room in Leonardo's house. Enter Don John and Conrad.
What in the good year, my lord? What are you thus out in this measure said?
Or said
glad I
the
didn't
man
go
who
with that
doesn't
one.
smile. Wow.
I 100% almost did that accent. I'm so glad I switched it.
This is just accents the play.
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds. Therefore, the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessing brings it?
If not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance.
I wonder that thou, being as thou sayest thou art, born under Saturn, goest about to apply a moral medicine to mortifying mischief. I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause and smile at no man's jest. Eat when I have stomach and wait for no man's leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy and tend no man's business. Laugh when I am merry and claw no man in his humor.
Yeah, but you must not make full show of this till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath taken you nearly unto his grace, where it is impossible you should take true root. But by the fair weather that you make yourself, it is needful that you frame the season for your own harvest.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. And it better fits my blood to be disdained of all then to fashion a carriage to rob love from any. It is, though, I cannot be said to be flattering honest man. It must not be denied, but I am plain dealing villain. I am trusted with a muzzle and enfranchised with a clog. Therefore I have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. Who comes here?
Yo, it's Baraccio.
Who's Baraccio?
It's your lie, but you still
John.
Oh, it's still me?
Yes.
One more line.
What news, Baraccio?
I came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonardo, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any model to build mischief on? What is he for a fool that betrusts himself to unquietness?
Mary, it is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
A proper squire. And who? And who? Which way looks he?
Mary, on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonardo.
A very forward March chick? How came you to this?
being entertained for a perfumer, as I was smoking a musty room, comes me, the Prince and Claudio, hand in hand in sad conference. I whipped me behind the airs, and there I heard agreed upon that the Prince should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give to Count Claudio.
Come, come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup hath all the way glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him in any way, I bless myself every day. You are both sure and will assist me?
To the death, my lord!
Let us to the great supper. Their cheer is the greater that I am subdued. Would the cook were of my mind? Shall we prove what is to be done?
We'll wait upon your lordship.
Everybody pieces out. End of the act. Oh boy,
this is fabulous.
That's exactly
Listen, I wasn't
how
gonna go
Shakespeare
ridiculous
wanted it.
until the rest of y'all went ridiculous.
Look, if my job
Y'all
ain't
force
raising
this
the bar,
on
I
yourselves.
Y'all
Okay.
invited me. Y'all should have known what was happening.
We should have known.
You should have known.
Act 2, Scene 1. A hall in Leonardo's house. Not a room, just a hall.
Oh,
Which is
an
big
hall.
room, which is
Spell
confusing.
I can't spell
Enter
words.
Leonardo, Antonio, Hero, Beatrice, and other people we don't need to name.
Was not Count John here at supper?
I saw him not.
How tightly that gentleman looks. I never can see him, but I am heartburned an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
He were an excellent man that remained just in the midway between him and Benedict. The one is too like an image and says nothing, the other too like my lady's eldest son, evermore tattling.
Then have Signor Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth, and have Count John's melancholy in Signor Benedict's face.
With a good leg and a good foot, uncle, and money enough in his purse, such a man would win any woman in the world, if could get her goodwill.
By my troth, niece, that will never get thee a husband, if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
In faith, she's too crusty.
Well said, Antonio.
Thanks. This is why I am bonded spirits here with Antonio.
Yes, you are one.
Too cursed is more than cursed. I shall lessen God's sending that way, for it is said, God sends a cursed cow short horns, but to a cow too cursed he sends none.
So, by being too cursed, God will send you no horns.
Just if he send me no husband, for the which blessing I am at him upon my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face, and I had rather lie in the woolen.
You may light on a husband that hath no beard.
What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman? He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth, that is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him. Therefore I will even take 6 pence in earnest of the bare word, and lead his apes into hell.
Well then, go you into hell?
No, but to the gate, and there will the devil meet me like an old cuckold with horns on his head, and say, "Get you to heaven, Beatrice. Get you to heaven. Here's no place for you maids, so deliver. I put my apes in a way to St. Peter for the heavens. He shows me where the bachelors sit, and there we live as merry as the day is long."
Well, Anise, I trust you to be ruled by your father.
Yes, Faith. It is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, "Father, as it pleases you." But yet for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, "Father, as it pleases me."
Well, niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Not till God make men of some other metal than earth. Would it not grieve a woman to be an overmastered with a pierced of valiant dust? To make an account for her life to be to a clod of wayward marl? No, uncle, I'll none. Adam's sons are my brethren, and truly I'll hold it a sin to match in my I'll hold it a sin to match in my kindred.
Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer.
The fault will be in the music, cousin. If you be not wooed in good time, if the prince be too important, tell him there's a measure in everything, and so dance out the answer. For hear me, hero, wooing, wedding, and repenting is as a Scotch jig a measure and a sync-pace. The first suit is hot and hasty like a Scotch jig, and full as fantastical, the wedding mentally modest, as a measure, full of state and ancientry. And then comes repentance, and with his bad legs falls into the sync pace faster and faster, till he sink into his grave.
Cousin, you apprehend passing should.
I have a good eye, uncle. I can see church by daylight.
The revel is entering, brother. Make good room.
I was distracted by dancing. Everybody put your masks on.
Wait, we have masks?
No.
Oh.
I mean, Metz does, because she's...
Oh, I didn't know we were masking it up.
We weren't.
I know, like if I knew
we
better,
would
I
have.
have a mask collection. Where is...
We would have if I had read the play ahead of time.
Where are you going?
Enter Don Pedro.
Oh my God, Sean!
Okay, let me just bring in everybody that comes in. Don Pedro,
Okay,
Claudio.
I'll be right back. I'll go get my mask.
Go ahead and get him. Dick, Balthazar. Oh my God.
There it is.
Don John, Baraccio, everybody's in this one. Margaret, Ursula.
It's just that Sean's still sitting there with a smile. It's
I know, he looks so cute.
Perfectly in the little overlay box. Yay.
Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
So you walk softly and look sweetly and say nothing. I am yours for the walk, and especially when I walk away.
With me in your company?
I may say so, when I please.
And when please you to say so?
When I like your favor. For God defend the lute should be like the case.
My visor is in Philemon's roof. Within the house is Job.
Why then your visor should be thatched.
Speak low if you speak love.
Drawing her aside. Oh my God, I just saw the lucha mask.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Welcome to Shakespeare.
Well, I need to play Ursula right.
Well, I would you did like me.
Oh, would not I, for your own sake, for I have many ill qualities.
Which is one?
I say my prayers out loud.
I love you the better. The hearers may cry, Amen.
God match me with a good dancer,
Amen.
and God keep him out of my sight when the dance is done. Answer, clerk.
No more words. The clerk is answered.
I know you well enough. You are Signor Artenio.
That's a word. I am not.
I know you by the waggling of your head.
Did I tell you true? I could plot him.
You could never do him so ill well unless you were the very man. Here, his dry hand up and down, and you are he, and you are he.
That's a word. I am not.
Come! Do you think I do not know you by your excellent wit? Can vultures virtue hide itself? Go to mom. You are he. Grace will appear, and there will be an end.
Will you not
Can I tell
me?
by my accent you are dumb?
Yes, but you will find out the mask is very apparent to me. And thus, will you not tell him who told you so?
I have more lines.
Beatrice, will
Okay,
you not
I was
tell
very
me who
confused.
told you so?
Yes.
Will you not tell me?
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon me.
Nor will you not tell me who you are.
Not now.
That I was disdainful, and that I had my good wit out of the 100 merry tales. Well, this was Signor Benedict that said so.
What's he?
I'm sure you know him well enough.
Not I, believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray you, what is he?
Why, he is the prince's jester, a very dull fool. Only his gift is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him, and the commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy, where he both pleases men and angers them, and then they laugh at him and beat him. I am sure he is in the fleet. I would he had boarded me.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Do! He'll but break a comparison or two on me, which, peradventure, not mocked or not laughed at, strikes him into melancholy. And then there's a partridge wing, saved, for the fool will eat no supper that night. We must follow the leaders.
In every good thing.
Nay, if they lead to any ill, I will leave them at the next turning.
Dance!
Oh, I have glasses on.
Oh my gosh.
Sure, my brothers, amorous
Wait.
on hero.
Then I'll accept Don John, Borrachio, and Claudio. Now go.
Okay.
Oh.
Sure, my brother is amorous on hero, and hath withdrawn her father to break with him about it. The ladies follow her, and but one vizier remains.
And that is Claudio. I know him by his Baron.
Are you not Signor Benedict?
You know me well. I am he.
Signor, you are very near my brother is his love. He is enamored on hero. I pray you dissuade him from her. She is no equal for his birth, and you may do the part of an honest man in it.
How know you he loves her?
I heard him swear his affection.
So I did too, and he swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the banquet.
Exit Don John and Borrachio.
Thus I answer in the name of Benedict, but hear all these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so, the prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all other things save in the office and affairs of love. Therefore all hearts in love use their own tongues, and every eye negotiate for itself, and trust no agent. For beauty is a witch, against whose charms faith melteth into blood. This is an accident of hourly proof, which I mistrusted not. Farewell, therefore, hero.
Here comes Benedict.
Count Claudio,
Yeah, the same.
come, will you go with me?
Whither?
Even to the next willow, about your own business, County. What fashion will you wear the garland of? About your neck, like an usurer's chain, or under your arm, like a lieutenant's scarf? You must wear it one way, for the prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
Why, that's spoken like an honest drovier, so they sell bullocks. But did you think the prince would have served you thus?
I pray you, leave me.
Ha! Now you strike like the blind man. 'Twas the boy that stole your meat, and you'll beat the post.
If it will not be, I'll leave you.
Peace out, Claudio.
Alas, poor hurt fowl. Now will he creep into sedges. That my Lady Beatrice should know me and not know me. The prince's fool? Ha! It may be I go under that title because I am merry. Yea, but so I am apt to do myself wrong. I am not so reputed. It is the base though bitter disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person and so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
Re-enter Don Pedro.
Now, senor, where is the count? Did you see him?
Troth, my lord, I have played the part of Lady Fame. I found him here as melancholy as a lodge in a warren. I told him, and I think I told him true, that your grace had got the goodwill of this young lady, and I offered him my company to a willow tree, either to make him a garland as being forsaken, or to bind him up a rod as being worthy to be whipped.
To be whipped? What's his fault?
Oh, the flat transgression of the schoolboy, who being overjoyed with finding a bird's nest, shows it his companion, and he steals it.
Wilt thou make a transgression? The transgression is in the stealer.
Yet it had not been amiss the rod had been made, and the garland too. For the garland he might have worn himself, and the rod he might have bestowed on you, who, as I take it, have stolen his bird's nest.
But I will teach them to sing and restore them to the owner.
If their singing answer your saying, by my faith you say honestly.
The Lady Beatrice hath a quarrel to you. The gentleman that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you.
She misused me past the endurance of a block. An oak with one green leaf on it would have answered her. My very visor began to assume life and scold with her. She told me, not thinking I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester, that I was duller than a great thaw, huddling just upon just, with such impossible conveyance upon me that I stood like a man at a mark with a whole army shooting at him. She speaks poniards, and every word stabs. If her breath were as terrible as her terminations, there were no living with her. She would infect to the North Star. I would not marry her, though she were endowed with all that Adam bad left him before he transgressed. She would have made Hercules have turned spit, yea, and have cleft his club to make the fire too. Come, talk not of her. You shall find her the infernal 8 in good apparel. I would to God some scholar would conjure her, for certainly while she is here, a man may live as quiet in hell as in a sanctuary, and people sin upon purpose, because they would go thither, so indeed all disquiet, horror, and perturbation follows her.
Look, here she comes.
Wow. Enter Claudio, Beatrice, Hero, and Leonardo.
Would your grace command me any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand now to the Antipodes that you can devise to send me on. I will fetch you a toothpicker now from the furthest inch of Asia, bring you the length of Prester John's foot, fetch you a hair off the great Cham's beard, do you any embassage to the pygmies, rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy. You have no employment for me?
None but to desire your good company.
Oh, God. Sir, here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Snap. And he
Come.
leaves.
Yeah, he does. Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Signor Benedict.
Indeed, my lord. He lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it. A double heart for his single one, marry. Once before he won it of me with false dice. Therefore, your grace may well say I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So I would not he should do me, my lord, lest I should prove the mother of fools. I have brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to see.
Why, how now, Count? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then? Sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad, nor sick, nor merry, nor well, but civil, Count, civil as an orange, and something of that jealous complexion.
Faith, lady, I think you blazon to be true, though I'll be sworn, if he be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and fair Hero is won. I have broke with her father, and his goodwill will obtained. The name the day of marriage, and God give thee joy.
Count, take of me my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count. 'Tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give away myself for you and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin, or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss, and let not him speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yeah, my lord, I thank it, poor fool. It keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Good Lord, for alliance! Thus goes every one to the world, but I am sunburnt. I may sit in a corner and cry, hey-ho, for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I would rather have one of your father's getting. Hath your grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands, if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
No. Oh, no, my lord, unless I might have another 4 working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day, but I beseech your grace, pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, and to be merry best becomes you, for, out of question, you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord, my mother cried. But then there was a star danced, and under that was I born. Cousins, God give you joy.
Niece, will you look to those things I told you of?
I cry you mercy, uncle, by your grace's pardon.
And everybody watches her walk away.
By my troth, a pleasant-spirited lady.
There's little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She is never sad, but when she sleeps, not even sad then. For I've heard my daughter say she hath often dreamed of unhappiness, and waked herself with that.
She cannot endure to hear tell of a husband.
Oh, by no means. She mocks all her wooers out of sleep.
She were an excellent wife for Benedict.
Oh, Lord, my lord. If they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
County Claudio. County Claudio. When mean you go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches till love has all its rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence a just 7 night, and a time too brief, too, to have all things answer my mind.
Come, you shake the head so long a breathing. But I warn thee, Claudio, at the time shall not go dully by us. I will in the interim undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring Signor Benedict and the Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other, and I would fain have it a match. And I doubt, but not to fashion it, if you 3 will but minister such assistance as I shall give you direction.
My lord, I am for you, though it cost me 10 nights' watches.
And I, my lord.
And you too, gentle hero?
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedict is not the unhopefullest husband that I know. Thus far, I can praise him. He is of a noble strain, of approved valor, and confirmed honesty. I will teach you how to humor your cousin, that she shall fall in love with Benedict. And I, with your 2 helps, will so practice on Benedict that in despite of his quick wit and his queasy stomach, he shall fall in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory shall be ours, for we are only love gods. Go in with me, and I will tell you my drift.
This is not going to end well. I mean, it is going to end well because it's a comedy, but it's not going to end well. Scene, everybody leaves. Scene 2, same place, enter Don John and Baraccio.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonato.
Yeah, my lord, but I could cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicinable to me. I am sick in displeasure to him, and whatsoever comes athwart his affection ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me briefly how.
I think I told your lordship a year since how much I am in favor of Margaret, that waiting woman, a gentlewoman hero.
I remember.
I can, at any unreasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out the lady's chamber window.
What life is in that to be the death of this marriage?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go you to the prince your brother, spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation do you mightily hold up, to a contaminated, stale, such a one as Hero.
What proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero and kill Leonardo. Look you for any other issue?
Only to despite them. I will endeavor anything.
Well, go then. Find me a meet hour to draw Don Pedro and the Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. Intend a kind of zeal both to the prince and Claudio, as in love of your brother's honor, who hath made this match, and his friend's reputation, who is thus like to be cozened with the semblance of a maid, that you have discovered thus. They will scarcely believe without a trial. Offer them instances which shall bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window. Hear me call Margaret Hero. Hear Margaret term me Claudio. And then bring them to this very night before the intended wedding. For in the meantime I will so fashion the matter that Hero shall be absent. And there shall appear such a seeming truth a hero's disloyalty that jealousy shall be called assurance and the preparations overthrown.
Grow this to what adverse issue it can, and I will put it into practice. Be cunning in this work, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
Oh, be you constant in the accusation, and my cunning shall not shame me.
I will presently go learn their day of marriage.
I don't think he's doing it for the money. They exit.
Not at all.
Oh, do we break now or do we break after scene 3? Does anybody care?
Doesn't matter.
All right, we're gonna keep going. Scene 3, Leonardo's orchard. Enter Benedict.
Boy?
Yes, he comes in.
Senor?
In my chamber window lies a book. Bring it hither to me in the orchard.
I am here already, sir.
I know that, but I would have thee hence and here again.
So he leaves.
I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love, and such a man is Claudio. I have known when there was no music with him but the drum and the fife, and now he hath rather hear the tabor and the pipe. I have known when he would have walked 10 mile afoot to see a good armor, and now will he lie 10 nights awake, carving the fashion of a new doublet. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and a soldier, and now he is turned orthography. His words are a very fantastical banquet, just so many strange dishes. May I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. I will not be sworn, but love may transform me to an oyster. But I'll take my oath on it, till he have made an oyster of me, he shall never make me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall not come in my grace. Rich she shall be, that's certain. Wise, or I'll none. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Fair, or I'll never look on her. Mild, or come not near me. Noble, or not I for an angel. Of good discourse, an excellent musician, and her hair shall be of what color it please God. Ah, the prince and Monsieur love. I will hide me in the arbor.
He goes and hides. Enter Don Pedro, Claudio, and Leonardo.
Come, shall we hear this music?
Yea, my good lord, how still the evening is, and hushed on purpose to grace harmony.
See you where Benedict hath hid himself?
Oh, very well, my lord, the music ended. We'll fit the kit box with a pennyworth.
Enter Balthazar with music.
Come, Balthazar, we'll hear that song once again.
Okay.
Oh, good, my lord. Tax not so bad a voice to slander music any more than once.
It is the witness still of excellency to put a strange face on its own perfection. I pray thee, sing, and let me woo no more.
Because you talk of wooing, I will sing. Since many a wooer doth commence his suit, to her he thinks not worthy, yet he woos. Yet will he swear he loves.
Now pray thee, come, or if thou wilt hold a longer argument, do it in notes.
Note this before my notes. There's not a note of mine that's worth the noting.
Why, these are very crochets that he speaks. Notes, forsooth, and nothing.
Whoosh. I believe that means music of some sort.
Introduction to the song. Mine ear, now is soul ravished. Is it not strange that sheep's guts shall hale souls out of men's bodies? Well, a horn for my money when all's done.
The song.
The song. Oh. Sigh no more, lady, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever. 1 foot in sea and 1 on shore. To one thing constant, never. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into a nani. Sing no more ditties, sing no more of dumps so dull and heavy. The fraud of men was ever so, since summer first was leafy. Then sigh not so, etc.
Sure.
By my troth, a good song.
And an ill singer, my lord.
Ha, no, Faith, thou singest well enough for a shift.
And he had been a dog that should have howled thus, they would have hanged him. And I pray God his bad voice bode no mischief. I had as lief have heard the night raven, come what plague could have come after it.
Yea, Mary, dost thou hear, Balthazar? I pray thee, get us some excellent music, for tomorrow night we would have it at the Lady Hero's chamber window.
The best I can, my lord.
Do so. Farewell.
There goes Balthazar.
Come hither, Leonato. What was it you told me of today, that your niece Beatrice was in love with Signor Benedict?
Oh, aye, stock on, the foul sits. I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither, but most wonderful that she should so dote on Signor Benedict, whom she hath in all outward behaviors seemed ever to abhor.
Is't possible? Sits the wind in that corner?
By my truth, my lord, I cannot tell what to think of it, but she loves him with an enraged affection. It is past the infinite of thought.
Maybe she doth but counterfeit.
Faith in like enough.
Oh God, counterfeit. There was never counterfeit of passion came so near the life passion as she discovers it.
Why? What effects of passion shows she?
Bait the hook well. This is fish we'll bite.
What effects, my lord? She was at you. You heard my daughter tell you no.
She did indeed.
How, pray you? You amaze me. I would have I thought her spirit had been invincible against all assaults and affection.
I would have sworn it had, my lord, especially against Benedict.
I should think this a gull, but that the white-bearded fellow speaks it. Knavery cannot sure hide himself in such reverence.
He hath taken up the infection. Hold it up.
Hath he made her affection known to Benedict?
No, and swears she never will. That's her torment.
'Tis true indeed, so your daughter says. Shall I, says she, that have so often countered him with scorn, write to him that I love him?
This says she now, when she is beginning to write him, for she'll be up 20 times a night, and there will she sit in a smock till she have writ a sheet of paper. My daughter tells us all.
Now you talk of a sheet of paper. I remember a petty jest of your daughter told us of.
Oh, when she had writ it and was reading it over, she found Benedict and Beatrice between the sheet.
That.
Oh, she tore the letter into 1,000 halfpence, railed at herself that she should be so immodest to write to one where she, that she knew would flout her. I measure him, says she, but my own spirit, for I should flout him if he writ to me. Yea, though I love him, I should.
Then down upon her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair, prays, curses. Oh, sweet Benedict, God give me patience.
She doth indeed. My daughter says so, and the ecstasy has so much overborne her that my daughter is sometimes afeared that she will do a desperate outrage to herself. It is very true.
It were good that Benedict knew of it by some other, if she will not discover it.
To what end? He would make but sport of it, and torment the poor lady worse.
And he should. It were a alms to hang him. She is an excellent, sweet lady, and out of all suspicion, she is virtuous.
And she is exceedingly wise.
And everything but loving Benedict.
Oh, my lord, wisdom and blood combating in so tender a body. We have 10 proofs to 1 that blood hath the victory. I am sorry for her, as I have just cause, being her uncle and her guardian.
I would she had bestowed this dotage on me. I would have daffed all other respects and made her half myself. I pray you, tell Benedict of it, and hear what I will say.
Were it good, think you?
Hero thinks surely she will die, for she says she will die if he love her not, and she will die ere she makes her love known. And so she will die if he were to woo her, rather than she will bate her breath of her accustomed crossness.
She doth well. If she should make tender of her love, it is very possible he'll scorn it. For the man, as you know all, hath a contemptible spirit.
He is a very proper man.
He hath indeed a good outward happiness.
Before God, and in my mind, very wise.
He doth indeed show some sparks that are like wit.
And I take him to be valiant.
As Hector, I assure you, and as the managing of quarrels, you may say he is wise, for either he avoids them with great discretion, or undertakes them with most Christian-like fear.
If he do fear God, and must necessarily keep peace, if he breaks the peace, he ought to enter into a quarrel with fear and trembling.
And so he will do, for the man doth fear God. However, I somehow switched into Scottish. However, so it seems not in him by some large jests as he will make. Well, I am sorry for your niece. Shall we go seek Benedict and tell him of her love?
Oh, never tell him, my lord. Let her wear it out with good counsel.
Nay, that's impossible. She may wear her heart out first.
Well, we will hear further of it by your daughter. Let it cool the while. I love Benedict well, and I could wish he would modestly examine himself to see how much he is unworthy so good a lady.
My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
If he do not dote upon her after this, I will never trust my expectation.
Let there be some net spread for her, and that must your daughter and her gentlewoman carry. The sport will be, they will hold one an opinion of another's dotage, and no such matter. That's the scene that I would see, which would be merely a dumb show. Let us send her to call him into dinner.
They all leave, but oh, Benedict has been hiding and has heard all of it.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. It seems her affections have their full bent. Love me? Why? It must be requited. I hear how I am censured. They will say I bear myself proudly if I perceive the love come from her. They say too that she would rather die than give any sign of affection. I did never think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that hear the detractions and can put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis a truth. I can bear them witness. And virtuous, 'tis so, I cannot reprove it. And wise, but for loving me. By my troth, it is no addition to her wit, nor no great argument for folly, for I will be horribly in love with her. I may chance have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me because I have railed so long against marriage. But does not the appetite alter? A man loves the meat in his youth that he cannot endure in his age. Shall quips and sentences and these paper bullets of the brain awe a man from the career of his humor? No. The world must be peopled. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live till I were married. Here comes Beatrice. By this day, she's a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
What's this? What's this? Here comes Beatrice.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you to come to dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for those thanks than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure, then, in the message?
Yeah, just so much as you may take upon a knife's point and choke a daw withal. You have no stomach, senor. Fare you well.
And he watches her walk away.
Ah! Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner. There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those thanks than you took pains to thank me. That's as much to say any pains that I take for you is as easy as thanks. If I do not take pity on her, I am a villain. If I do not love her, I am a Jew. I will go get her picture.
And he exits.
Wow.
It's fine. It's fine. Everything is
It's
going
Shakespeare.
fine. Nobody's lying.
No.
Everybody is being very truthful.
Yes,
Oh, of course.
Yep.
Oh, Act
Both men
3.
can't lie.
Are you sure you don't want to take a break
Excellent.
first?
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Break
Let's
time. Yeah, let's take a
have a pee break.
Pee break.
You can cover up
Intermission.
an intermission. Yeah, pee break.
Yeah, that thing.
You can cover your
Intermission.
your
Same
webcam
thing.
if you want.
Bye.
We'll be back in like 10 minutes.
Woo.
All right.
23 after. And go.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Good timing, Sean.
Hello.
I mean, good timing, Sean. Now that you can hear me.
Sadness.
Yeah.
And I will take off the back in a minute. Oh, I'm so good at this. All right. Everybody's lying. Everybody's falling in love under false pretenses. Old men can't lie. We're gonna pretend to be other people to make these other people jealous. I think everything's going fine. It's Shakespeare. Act 3, Scene 1, Leonardo's garden. Enter hero Margaret and Ursula.
Good Margaret, run thee to the parlor. There shalt thou find my cousin Beatrice, proposing with the prince and Claudio. Whisper her ear and tell her, I and Ursula walk in the orchard, and our whole discourse is all of her. Say that thou overheardst us, and bid her steal into the pleached bower, where honeysuckles ripened by the sun forbid the sun to enter like favorites, made proud by princes that advance their pride against that power that bred it. There will she hide her, to listen our purpose. This is thy office. Bear thee well in it, and leave us alone.
I'll make her come. I warrant you presently.
And she goes.
Now, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, as we do trace this alley up and down, our talk must only be of Benedick. When I do name him, let it be thy part to praise him more than ever man did merit. My talk to thee must be how Benedick is sick in love with Beatrice. Of this matter is little Cupid's crafty arrow made, that only wounds by hearsay.
Enter Beatrice behind them.
Now begin, for look, where Beatrice, like a lapwing, runs close by the ground to hear our conference.
She's hiding really well.
The peasants angle to see the fish cut with her golden oars the silver stream, and greedily devours the treacherous bait. So angle we for Beatrice, who even now is coached in the wood-bane coturn. Fear you not my part of the dialogue.
I love it.
Then go we near her, that her ear lose nothing of the false sweet bait that we lay for it.
They walk innocently toward where she's hiding.
No, truly, Ursula, she is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and wild as haggards of the rock.
But are you sure that Beatrice loves Benedick so entirely?
So says the prince and my betrothed lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madame?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedick, to wish him wrestle with affection, and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve a full as fortunate bed as ever Beatrice shall coach upon?
O God of love, I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look on, and her wit values itself so highly that to her all matter else seems weak. She cannot love, nor take no shape nor project of affection. She is so self-endeared.
Sure, I think so, and therefore certainly it were not good. She knew his love least. She made sport of it.
Why, you speak truth. I never yet saw a man, how wise, how noble, young, how rarely featured, but she would spell him backward. If fair-faced, she would swear the gentleman should be her sister. If black, why, nature drawing on an antique made a foul blot. If tall, a lance ill-headed. If low, an agate very vilely cut. If speaking, why, a vein blown with all winds. If silent, why, a block moved with none. So turns she every man the wrong side out, and never gives to truth and virtue that which simpleness and merit purchaseth.
Sure, Sure, such carping is not commendable.
No, not to be so odd and from all fashions as Beatrice is, cannot be commendable. But who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air. Oh, she would laugh me out of myself, press me to death with wit. Therefore let Benedick, like covered fire, consume away in sighs, waste inwardly. It were a better death than die with mocks, which is as bad as die with tickling.
You tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No. Rather, I will go to Benedick and counsel him to fight against his passion. And truly, I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One doth not know how much an ill word may empoison liking.
Do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit, and she is prized to have, as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedick.
He is the only man of Italy, always excepted my dear Claudio.
I pray you, be not angry with me, madame, speaking my fancy Signor Benedick for shape, for bearing, for argument and valor. It goes foremost in report through Italy.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name.
His excellence did earn it, he had it. When are you married, madame?
Why, every day tomorrow. Come, go in. I'll show thee some attires and have thy counsel. Which is the best to furnish me tomorrow?
She is limbed, I warrant you. We have caught her, madame.
If it proves so, then loving goes by haps. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps.
I'm wrestling a cat. Exit hero and Ursula.
With fire as in mine ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt, farewell, and maiden pride adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedict, love on. I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in holy band. For others say thou dost deserve. I believe it better than reportingly.
Sorry, it's hard to see the screen. Just lay down on the pillow.
No, requite my love.
Okay, Beatrice is out. And in love?
Maybe.
Oh, okay. Exit her. Scene 2. A room in Leonardo's house. Dude has a big house. Enter Don Pedro, Claudio, Benedick, and Leonardo.
I do but stay until your marriage be consummate, and then I go towards Aragon.
I'll bring you thither, my lord, if you'll vouchsafe me.
Nay, that would be as great a soil in the new gloss of your marriage as to show a child a new coat and forbid him to wear it. I will only be bold with Benedick for his company, for from the crown of his head to the sole of his foot, he is all mirth. He hath twice or thrice cut Cupid's bowstring, and the little hangman dare not shoot him. He hath a heart as sound as a bell, and his tongue is the clapper. For what his heart thinks, his tongue speaks.
Gallants, I am not as I have been.
So say I, methinks you are sadder.
I hope he be in love.
Hang him, truant! There is no true drop of blood in him to be truly vouched with love. If he be sad, He wants money.
I have the toothache.
Draw it.
Hang it.
You must hang it first and draw it afterward.
What? Sigh for the toothache?
Where is but a humor or a worm?
Well, everyone can master a grief, but he that has it.
Yet say I, he's in love.
There is no appearance of fancy in him, unless it be a fancy that he hath too strange disguises, as to be a Dutchman today, a Frenchman tomorrow, or in the shape of two countries at once, as a German from the waist down, all slops, and a Spaniard from the hip up, no doublet. Unless he have a fancy to this foolery, as it appears he hath, he is no fool for fancy, and you would have it appear he is.
If he be not in love with some woman, is there no believing old signs? Brushes his hat or mornings, or what should that bode?
Hath any man seen him at the barber's?
No, but the barber's man hath been seen with him, and the old ornament of his cheek hath already stuffed tennis balls.
Indeed, he looks younger than he did by the loss of a beard.
Nay, rubbed himself with civet. Kivet. Can you smell him out by that?
That's as much as to say the sweet youth's in love.
The greatest note of it is his melancholy.
And when was he wont to wash his face?
Yea, or to paint himself, for the which I hear is what they say of him.
Nay, but his jesting spirit, which is now crept into a lute string, and now governed by stops.
Indeed, that tells a heavy tale for him. Conclude he is in love.
Nay, but I know who loves him.
Don Pedro is not looking at the screen.
I'm sorry. There's
That's
someone
okay.
at my door. Nay, but I know who
That
loves him.
would I know.
That I would know too, I warrant. One that knows him not.
Yes, and all his ill conditions, and in despite of all, dies for him.
He shall be buried with her face upward.
Yet is this no charm for the toothache? Old Senor, walk aside with me. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words to speak to you, which these hobby horses must not hear.
Oh, snap. Exit Benedict in Leonato.
For my life, to break with him about Beatrice.
'Tis even so. Hero and Margaret have by this played their parts with Beatrice, and then the two bears will not bite one another when they meet.
Enter, that's my line. Enter Don John.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good then, brother.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private?
If it please you, yet Count Claudio may hear, for what I would speak of concerns him.
What's the matter?
To Claudio.
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow?
You know he does.
I know not that when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
You may think I love you not, yet that appear hereafter, and aim better at me by that I now will manifest. For my brother, I think he holds you well, and in dearness of heart hath hoped to effect your ensuing marriage. Surely suit I'll spend and labor I'll bestowed.
Why? What's the matter?
I came hither to tell you, and circumstances shorted, for she has been too long a talking of. The lady is disloyal.
Hero?
Even she, Leonato's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal.
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. I could say she were worse. Think you of worse title, and I will fit her to it. Wonder not till further warrant. Go but with me tonight. You shall see her chamber window entered, even the night before her wedding day. If you love her then, tomorrow wed her. But it would be better fit your honor to change your mind.
may this be so?
I will not think it.
If you dare not trust that you see, confess not that you know. If you will follow me, I will show you enough. And when you have seen more and heard more, proceed accordingly.
If I see anything tonight, why should I should not marry her tomorrow with the congregation where I should wed. There, I will shame her.
And as I wooed for thee to obtain her, I will join with thee to disgrace her.
I will disparage her no farther till you are my witnesses. Bear it coldly but till midnight, and let the issue show itself.
O day untowardly turned.
Oh, mischief strangely thwarting.
O plague right well prevented! So will you say when you have seen the sequel.
Really, guys? Can we just let people be happy? Just let them be who they are. If they want to get married, let them get married.
I will not.
Oh,
That's from
boy.
the
We leave.
Yeah, everybody leaves. I'm so disgusted with them.
Just get out. Just go.
Just go.
Can't
All
even look at you.
Scene 3, we're in a street. Random people we haven't met yet are talking. Dogberry, Vergis, and 2 watchmen.
Are you good men and true?
Yeah. Also would be pity, but they should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Nay, that were a punishment too good for them, if they should have any allegiance in them, being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, give them their charge, neighbor Dogberry.
First, who think you the most desertless men to be, constable?
You, Otakate, sir, or George Sequel, for they can write and read.
Come hither, never sequel. God hath blessed you with a good name. To be a well-favored man is a gift of fortune, but to write and read comes by nature.
Both which, Master Constable?
You have. I knew it would be your answer. Well, for your favor, sir, why give God thanks and make no boast of it. And for your writing and reading, let that appear when there is no need of such vanity. You are thought here to be the most senseless and fit men for the constable of the watch. Therefore, bear you the lantern. This is your charge. You shall comprehend all Vagram men. You are to bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How if I will not stand?
Why, then, take no note of him, but let him go. And presently call the rest of the watch together, and thank God you are rid of a knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is none of the prince's subjects.
True, and they are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. You shall also make no noise in the streets, for the watch to babble and to talk is most tolerable, and not to be endured.
We'll rather sleep than talk. We know what belongs to a watch.
Why, you speak like an ancient and most quiet watchman, for I cannot see how sleeping should offend. Only have a care that your bills be not stolen.
Is that the garbage?
Well, you are to call at all the alehouses and bid those that are drunk get them to bed.
How if they will not?
Why, then let them alone till they are sober. If they make you not, then the better answer. You may say they are not the men you took them for.
Well, sir.
If you meet a thief, you may suspect him, by virtue of your office, to be no true man. And for such kind of men, the less you meddle or make with them, why, the more is for your honesty.
If you know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands on him?
Truly by your office you may, but I think they that touch pitch will be defiled. The most peaceable way for you, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself what he is, and steal out of your company.
You have always been called the merciful man, partner.
Truly, I would not hang a dog by my will, much more a man who hath any honesty in him.
If you hear a child cry in the night, you must call to the nurse and bid her still it.
How if the nurse be asleep, will not hear us?
Why, then, depart in peace, and let the child wake her with crying. For the ewe that will not hear her lamb when it bays will never answer a calf when he bleats.
'Tis true.
This is the end of the charge. You, constable, are to present the prince's own person. If you meet the prince in the night, you may stay him.
Nay, by our lady, that I think I cannot.
5 shillings to 1 on't, with any man that knows the statutes he may stay him. Marry, not without the prince be willing, for indeed, The watch ought to offend no man, and it is an offense to stay a man against his will.
By Our Lady, I think it be so.
Aha! Well, masters, good night. And there be any matter of weight chances, call up me. Keep your fellows' counsel and your own, and good night. Come, neighbor.
Well, masters, we hear our charge. Let us go sit here upon the church bench till 2, and then all to bed.
One more word, honest neighbors. I pray you watch about Signor Leonardo's door, for the wedding being there tomorrow. There is to be a great coil tonight. Adieu, be vigilant, I beseech you.
Exit Dogberry and Vergis. So the watchmen are watching, not stopping anybody. They're just gonna look.
I mean, they're not help men, they're watchmen.
They're not stop men.
You know, if they sleep, it's fine too. Whatever.
All right, Dogberry and Vergis walk away, and Borachio and Conrad walk in.
What Conrad?
Peace, stir not.
Conrad, I say.
Here, man, I'll say at thy elbow.
Mass and my elbow itched. I thought there would be a scab follow.
I will owe thee an answer for that. And now follow with thy tale.
Stand thee close then, under this penthouse, for it drizzles rain, and I will, like a true drunkard, utter all to thee.
Some treason, masters, yet stand close.
Therefore, know I have earned of Don John 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible that there any villainy that should be so dear?
Thou shouldst rather ask if it were possible any villainy should be so rich. For when rich villains have need of poor ones may make what the price they will.
I wonder at it.
That shows thou art unconfirmed. Thou knowst that the fashion of a doublet or a hat or a cloak is nothing to a man.
Yes, it is apparel.
I mean the fashion.
Yes, the fashion is the fashion.
I may well say the fool's a fool, but seest thou not what a deformed thief this fashion is?
I know that deformed. Has been a vile thief in 7 years. Goes up and down like a gentleman. I remember his name.
Didst thou not hear somebody?
No, 'twas the vein on the house.
Seest thou not, I say, what a deformed thief this fashion is? How giddily turns about all the hot bloods between 14 and 5 and 30? Sometimes fashioning them like Pharaoh's soldiers in the reeky painting, sometimes like God's Baal's priest in the old church window, sometimes like shaven Hercules in the smirched, worm-eaten tapestry, where his codpiece seems as massy as his club.
All this I see, and there I see that the fashion wears out more apparel than the man. But ought not thou thyself get in with the fashion too? That thou hast shifted out of thy tale into the telling me of the fashion?
Not so neither. But you know that I have tonight wooed Margaret in Lady Hero's gentlewoman by the name of Hero. She leans me out her mistress' chamber window, bids me 1,000 times good night. I tell this tale vilely. I should first tell thee how the prince, Claudio, and my master, planted and placed and possessed by the master Don John, saw afar off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
And thought there Margaret was Hero?
2 of them did, the prince and Claudio. But the devil, my master, knew she was Margaret, and partly by his oaths, which first possessed them, partly by the dark night, which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy, which did confirm any slander that Don John had made. Away went Claudio, enraged, swore he would meet her, as he was appointed next morning in the temple, and there, before the whole congregation, shame her with what he saw or night, and send her home again without a husband.
We charge you in the prince's name stand.
Call. Second
You're muted.
watchman, call.
Unmute. Watchman 2, unmute.
Call.
My bad.
He was whispering. It's okay.
I'm so sorry. My brain is not here.
It's okay.
Call up the right Master Constable. We have here recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery that ever was known in the Commonwealth.
And one deformed is one of them. I know him. Where's the lock?
Our masters! Our masters!
You'll be made bring deformed forth, I warrant you.
Masters!
Never speak. We charge you, let us obey you to go with us.
We are lack to prove a goodly commodity being taken up with these men's bills.
A commodity in question. I warrant you. Come, we'll obey you. Exeunt.
Yep, sorry, I had to open the door.
Unmute.
I'm
sorry.
Seeing that everybody leaves. It's fine.
Yeah.
Everything is fine. The watchmen are the Deus Ex Machina. Scene.
We were separate,
4.
became one, and then separated again.
Yeah, they're very special. Get rid of them. Okay. Enter Hero, Margaret, and Ursula in Hero's apartment.
Good Ursula, wake my cousin Beatrice and desire her to rise,
I will, lady.
and bid her come hither.
Well.
Ursula goes.
Troth, I think your other rabato were better.
No, pray thee, good Meg, I'll wear this.
By my troughs, not so good, and I warrant your cousin will say so.
My cousin's a fool, and thou art another. I'll wear none but this.
I like the new tire within excellently, if the hair were thought browner, and your gowns a more rare fashion. By faith, I saw the Duchess of Milan's gown that they praise so.
Oh, that exceeds, they say.
By my troughs, but a knight's gown in respect of yours, cloth of gold, and cuts and laced with silver, set with pearls, down sleeves, side sleeves, and skirts, round under bone with a bluish tinsel, but a fine, quaint, graceful, and excellent fashion. Yours is worth 10 on't.
God, give me joy to wear it, for my heart is exceedingly heavy.
Will be heavier soon by the weight of a man.
Fie upon thee! Art not ashamed?
Of what, lady? Of speaking honorably? Is not marriage honorable in a beggar? Is not your lord honorable without marriage? I think you would have me say, save your reverence a husband, and bad thinking do not rest true speaking. I'll offend nobody. Is there any harm in the heavier for a husband? None, I think, and it be the right husband and the right wife. Otherwise 'tis light and not heavy. Ask my lady Beatrice else. Here she comes.
They talking about pregnante. Enter Beatrice.
Good morrow, cuz.
Good morrow, sweet hero.
Why, how now? Do you speak in the sick tune?
I am out of all other tune, methinks.
Lapse into lighto love that goes without a burden. Do you sing it, and I'll dance it.
Yea, light to love with your heels. Then if your husband have stables enough, you'll see he shall lack no barns.
Oh, illegitimate construction! I'll scorn that with my heels.
'Tis almost 5 o'clock, cousin. 'Tis time you were ready. By my troth, I am exceedingly ill. Hi-ho!
For a hawk, a horse, or a husband?
For a letter that begins them all, H.
Well, and you'll not be turned Turk. There's no more sailing by the star.
What means the fool, trowel?
Nothing I, but God send every one their heart's desire.
These gloves the Count sent me. They are an excellent perfume.
I am stuffed, cousin. I cannot smell.
A maiden stuffed, there's goodly catching of a cold.
Oh, God help me! God help me! How long have you professed apprehension?
Even since you left it, doth not my wit become me rarely?
It is seen enough. You should wear it in your cap. By my troth, I am sick.
Get you some of this distilled Cardus Benedictus, and lay it to your heart. Is the only thing for a qualm.
There thou prickest her with a thistle.
Benedictus? Why, Benedictus? You have some moral in this, Benedictus.
Moral? No, by my troth, I have no moral meaning. I meant plain holy thistle. You may think, perchance, that I think you are in love. Nay, per lady, I am not such a fool to think what I list, nor I list not to think what I can, nor indeed I cannot think. If I would think my heart out of thinking, that you are in love, or that you will be in love, or that you can be in love. Yet Benedict was such another, and now he become a man. He swore he would never marry, and yet now, in despite of his heart, he eats his meat without begrudging. And how you may be converted, I know not, but methinks you look with your eyes as other women do.
What pace is this that thy tongue keeps?
Not a false gallop.
Re-enters Ursula. Madam, withdraw.
I was being saucy, sorry.
There.
Go ahead.
Madam, withdraw the prince, the Count Signor Benedict, Donion, and all the gallants of the town have come to fetch you to church.
Help to dress me, good coz. Good Meg, good Ursula.
Please help me get dressed. I don't know what to wear.
Yes.
Everybody leaves.
Everybody
Yes.
leaves, singing a song.
Scene 4. Another room in Leonardo's house. Seriously.
I got a lot of rooms.
Why doesn't everybody just live there?
It's the Winchester Mansion.
It's just
There's
Leonardo's
rooms
bathroom.
everywhere.
It's that, or it's an extremely small house and he just has a man cave everybody likes hanging in, or just in the hallway outside of. One
Had
of
our
those
big
two.
tracts of room.
Enter Leonardo with Dogberry and Vergis. They're gonna spill the beans.
What would you with me, honest neighbor?
Marry, sir, I would have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
Brief, I pray you, for you see it is busy time with me.
Marry, this is it, sir.
Yes, in truth it is, sir.
What is it, my good friends?
Goodman Vergis, sir, speak a little off the matter. An old man, sir, and his wits are not so blunt as, God help, I would desire they were, but in faith, honest is the skin between his brows.
Yes, I thank God I am honest as any man living. That is an old man, and no honester than I.
Comparisons are odorous. Palabrus, neighbor Vergis.
Neighbors, you are tedious.
It pleases your worship to say so, but we are the poor duke's officers, for truly, for mine own part, if I were as tedious as a king, I could find it in my heart to bestow it all of your worship.
All thy tedious on me, huh?
Yea, and 'twere 1,000 pound more than 'tis, for I hear as good exclamation on your worship as of any man in the city, and though I be but a poor man, I am glad to hear it.
And so am I.
I would fain know what you have to say.
Mary, sir, our watch tonight, accepting your worship's presence, had a couple of as errant knaves as any in Messina.
A good old man, sir, he will be talking, as they say, when the age is in, the wit is out. God help us, it is a world to see. Well said, i' faith, neighbor Vergis. Well, God's a good man, and 2 men ride of a horse, 1 must ride behind. An honest soul of faith, sir, by my troth he is, as ever broke bread. But God is to be worshipped, all men are not alike. Alas, good neighbor.
Indeed, neighbor, he comes too short of you.
Gifts that God gives.
I must leave you.
1 word. Sir, our watch, sir, have indeed comprehended 2 auspicious persons, and we would have them this morning examined before your worship.
Take their examination yourself and bring it to me. I am now in great haste, as it may appear unto you.
It shall be suffragance.
Drink some wine ere you go. Fare you well.
Enter a messenger.
My lord, they say for you to give your daughter to his husband.
I'll wait upon them. I am ready.
Exit Leonardo and messenger.
Go, good partner, go. Get you to Francis Sequel. Bid him bring his pen and inkhorn to the gale. We are now to examination these men.
And we must do it wisely.
We will spare for no wit, I warrant you. Here's that shall drive some of them to a non-com. Only get the learned writer to set down our excommunication and meet me at the gale.
And they go, they've got a great plan. It's fine. They couldn't have just said what they needed to say instead of saying, we're going to say what we need. It's fine.
Everything is fine.
Act 4. They are in the church. Enter. Oh, this is going to take a minute.
The church.
let me bing everybody up here.
Everybody.
We've got Don Pedro, Don John, Leonardo, Friar Francis, Claudio, Benedict, Hero, Beatrice, and attendants we're not naming.
Come, Friar Francis, be brief. Only to the plan's form of marriage, and you shall recount their particular duties afterwards.
You have come hither, my lord, to marry this lady.
Oh, I love him already.
Oh no.
No.
I waited all play. Just like, no.
To be married to her, Friar, you come to marry her.
Lady, you come hither to marry the count.
I do?
Either of you, not any inward impartment, why you should not be conjoined, change you on your souls to othering.
Know you any, hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any of the count?
I dare make his answer none.
Oh, what men dare do, what men may do, what men daily do, not knowing what they do.
How now? Interjections? Why then some be of laughing as ha 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 ha.
Stand thee by, friar. Stand thee by, friar. Father, you, by your leave, will you, with free and unconstrained soul, give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her me.
And what have I to give you back, whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonardo, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She's but the sign and semblance of her honor. Behold how like a maid she blushes. Oh, what authority and show of truth can cunning sin cover itself withal? Comes not that blood at modest evidence to witness simple virtue? Would you not swear, all you that see her, that she were a maid by these exterior shows? She is none. She knows the heat of a luxurious bed. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married, not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
Dear my lord, if you, in your own proof, have vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity.
I know what you would say. I have not known her. You will say she did embrace me as a husband, and so extenuate this aforehand sin. No, Leonardo, I never tempted her with a word too large. But as a brother to his sister, showed bashful sincerity and comely love.
And seemed I ever otherwise to you?
Oh, out on thee, seeming. I will write against it. You seemed to me as Dane in her orb, as chaste as the bud ere it is blown. But you are more intemperate in your blood than Venus, or those pampered animals that rage in savage sensuality.
Is my lord well that he doth speak so wide?
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I stand dishonored that have gone about to link my dear friend to a common stale.
Are these things spoken, or do I but dream?
Sir.
Oh, no. Yeah. Sir, they are spoken, and these things are true.
This looks not like a nuptial.
True, oh God!
Leonardo, stand I here? Is this the prince? Is this the prince's brother? Is this face heroes, and our eyes are our own?
All this is so. But what of this, my lord?
Let me but move one question to your daughter, and by that fatherly and kindly power that you have in her, bid her answer truly.
I charge thee do so, as thou art my child.
Oh God, defend me! How am I beset? What kind of catechizing call you this?
To make you answer truly to your name.
Is it not Hero? Who can blot that name with any just reproach?
Marry, that can Hero. Hero itself can blot out Hero's virtue. What man walk as he talked with you yesternight, out at your window betwixt 12 and 1? Now, if you are a maid, answer to this.
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
Then why are you no maiden, Leonardo? I am so sorry you must hear it, but upon mine honor, myself, my brother, and this grieved count did see her, hear her, at that hour last night, talk with a ruffian at her chamber window, who hath indeed, most like a liberal villain, confessed the vile encounters they have had 1,000 times in secret.
Fie, they are not to be named, my lord, not to be spoken of. There is not chastity enough in language, without offense to utter them. Thus, pretty lady, I am sorry for thy much misgovernment.
Oh, hero, what a hero hadst thou been, if half thy outward graces had been placed about any thoughts or counsels of thy heart. But fare thee well, most foul, most fair. Farewell, thou pure impiety and impious purity. For thee I'll lock up all the gates of love, and my eyelids shall conjecture hang, to turn all beauty into thoughts of harm, and never shall it be more gracious.
Hath no man's dagger here a point for me?
Hero swoons, because they're not going to listen to her anyway.
Why, how now, cousin? Wherefore sink you down?
Come, let us go. These things come thus to light, smother her spirits up.
That's a little harsh. Exit. Exit Don Pedro, Don John, and Claudio.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think. Help, uncle! Hero! Why hero? Uncle! Signor Benedict, friar!
O fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame. That may be wishful.
How now, cousin Hero?
Have comfort, lady.
Dost thou look up?
Yeah. Wherefore should she not?
Wherefore, why doth not every earthling thing cry shame upon her? Could she here deny the story that is printed in her blood? Do not live, hero. Do not open thine eyes, for did I think thou wouldst not quickly die? Thought I thy spirits were stronger than thy shames. Myself would on the rearward of reproaches strike at thy life. Grieved I had but one child, I for that at frugal nature's frame. Oh, one too much by thee. Why had I one? Why ever wast thou lovely in my eyes? Why had I not with charitable hand took took up a beggar's issue at my gates, who smirched thus and mired with infamy. I might have said, no, parted of is mine. This shame derives itself from unknown loins, but mine, and mine I loved, and mine I praised, and mine that I was proud on, mine so much that I myself was to myself not mine, valuing of her. Why she is fallen into a pit of ink that the wide sea hath drops too few to wash her clean again, and salt too little which makes season give to her foul tainted flesh.
Sir, be patient. For my part, I am so attired in wonder I know not what to say.
Oh, on my soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. Although until last night, I have this 12-month been her bedfellow.
Confirmed. Oh, that is stronger maid, which was before barred up with ribs of iron. Would the two princes lie and Claudio lie, who loved her so, that, speaking of her foulness, washed it with tears? Hence from her, let her die.
Hear me a little, for I only been silent for so long, and given away unto thy course of fortune. By nothing of the lady, I have marked 1,000 blushing apparitions, to start into her face 1,000 innocent shams. An angel witness beat away those blushes, and in her eye there hath appeared a fire to burn the airs that princes hold against her maiden truth. Call me a fool, for trust not my reading, nor my observation, which essential still doth warn. The terror of my book, trust not my age, my reverence, calling, or divinity. If this sweet lady lie not guiltless here under some biting error.
Friar, it cannot be. Thou seest that all the grace that she hath left is that she will not add to her damnation the sin of perjury. She not denies it. Why seekest thou then to cover with excuse that which appears in proper nakedness?
Lady, what man is he you are accused of?
They know that to accuse me, I know none. If I know more of any man alive than that which maiden modesty doth warrant, let all my sins lack mercy. Oh, my father, prove you that any man with me conversed at hours unmeet, or that I yesternight maintained the change of words with any creature. Refuse me, hate me, torture me to death.
There is some strange misperson in the prince.
2 of them have the very bent of honor, and if their wisdoms be misled in this, the practice of it lives in John the Bastard, whose spirits toil in frame of villainies.
I know not. If they speak but truth of her, these hands shall tear her. If they wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall well hear of it. Time hath not yet so dried this blood of mine, nor age so eat up my invention, nor fortune made such havoc of my means, nor my bad life reft me so much of my friends. But they shall find and wakened such a kind, both strength of limb and policy of mind, ability and means and choice of friends to quit me of them thoroughly.
Pause a while. Let my counsel sway you in this cause. Your daughter here, the princess, left for dead. Let her a while be secretly kept in, then publish it as she is dead indeed. Maintain a mourning of ostentation, and on your family's old mount hang mournful emphasis, and do all rights that obtain unto burial. Because that's a smart idea, always.
What shall become of this? What will this do?
Mary, this well-carry shall on her behalf change slander into remorse. That is some good. But not for that dream I on this strange course, but on this travail look for greater birth. She dying, as it must be maintained, upon the instant that she was accused. She be laminated? Lamented.
Laminated.
Lamented.
Close enough. Pitied and excused of every hearer, for it so falls out that what we have we prize not worth while we enjoy it, but being lacked and lost, why? When we lack the virtue, when we find the virtue that possession would not show us, while it was ours, we will it fare with Claudio. When he shall hear she died upon his words, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into his study of imagination, and every loving organ of her life shall come appealed in precious habit, more moving, dedicated, and life of life, full of life, to be I can't look at you guys. No. Oh wait.
You're doing well.
Into the eye and prospect of his soul. Then, when she lived indeed, then shall mourn. And if ever love had interest in his liver, and wished he had not so accused her, no, though he thought this accusation true, let us be so, and doubt not this, but success will fashion with event in better shape than I can lay it down in likelihood. But if all aim but his belevelled false, the suspicion of thine lady's death will quench the wonder of her infamy, and if in short not well, you may conceal her as best befits her wounded reputation in some reclusive religious life, out of all eyes, tongue, mind, and injury.
Signor Leonardo, let the friar advise you. And though you know my inwardness and love is very much unto the prince and Claudio, yet by mine honor I will deal in secretly and justly as your soul should with your body.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest wine may lead me.
'Tis well consented. Presently away, for to strange stores, strangely thine stain the cure. Lady, oh come, lady, die to live this wedding day. Perhaps is prolonged. Have patience and endure.
Not gonna ask the lady what she wants. We're gonna lie some more, make Claudio feel real bad, and the worse he feels, the more in love he was.
I will raise the dead and make my audience bigger on Sunday mornings.
If he doesn't feel bad, then we'll just make her a nun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's great. Everybody leaves except Benedict and Beatrice. Ah, the other plot.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yeah, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
Ah, how much might that man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
Is it a man's office? It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. If it were as possible for me to say I love nothing so well as you. But believe me not, and yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised to it, I protest I love thee.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice.
You've stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudia?
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone. Though I am here, there is no love in you. Nay, I pray you, let me go.
Beatrice?
In faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy.
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height of villain, that has slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man! What, bear her in a hand until they come to take hands, and then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor, oh God, that I were a man! I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Talk with a man out a window, a proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wronged, she is slandered, she is undone.
Thee?
Princes and counties, surely a princely testimony, a goodly count, Count Confect, a sweet gallant, surely. Oh, that I were a man for his sake. Oh, that I had any friend would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into courtesies, valor into compliment, and men are only turned into tongue and trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules, that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing, therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, good Beatrice, by this hand I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than by swearing it.
Think you in your soul that Count Claudio hath wronged hero?
Yeah, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand and so leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead. And so farewell.
And they exit. It's fine. Nobody's lying about anything. Nobody's gonna kill people over lying. What? It's fine. Everything is a
dies in a comedy.
Everything is a competition. It's fine. Okay, they leave. We have a small cast change. We now have a new what did I say? Don Pedro.
Watchmen 2.
And Watchmen 2. I don't know if he comes back. All right, scene 2. In a prison. Enter Dogberry, Vergis, Conrad, Beraccio, people. It's fine. Everybody in this scene is real smart.
Oh, well.
Is our whole assembly up here?
Oh, a stool and a cushion for the sexton.
Which be the malefactors?
Mary, that am I and my partner.
Nay, that's certain. We have the exhibition to examine.
But which are the offenders that are to be examined? Let them come before Master Constable.
Yea, Mary, let them come before me. What is your name, friend?
Let's.
Baracho, I think that's you.
Baraccio.
Pray write down Baraccio. Yours, Syrah?
I am a gentleman, sir, and my name is Conrad.
Write down Master Gentleman Conrad. Masters, do you serve God?
Yes, sir, we hope.
Write down that they hope they serve God. And write God first. For God defend, but God should go before such villains. Masters, it is proved already that you are little better than false knaves, and it will go near to be thought so shortly. How answer you for yourselves?
Mary, sir, we say we are none.
Ah, marvelous witty fellow, I assure you, but I will go about with him. Come you hither, Syrah, a word in your ear. Sir, I say to you, it is thought you are false knaves.
Sir, I say to you, we are none.
Well, stand aside. For God, they are both in a tale. Have you writ down that they are none?
Master Constable, you go not the way to examine. You must call forth the watch that are their accusers.
Yea, Mary, that's the eftest way. Let the watch come forth. Masters, I charge you in the prince's name, accuse these men.
This man, sir, that Don John, that prince's brother was a villain.
Write down Prince John a villain. Why, this is flat perjury to call a prince's brother villain.
Master Constable.
Pray thee, fellow, peace. I do not like thy look, I promise thee.
What heard you him say else?
Mary, that he received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the lady hero wrongfully.
Flat burglary as ever was committed.
Yeah, by mass that it is.
What else, fellow?
And that Claudio did mean upon his words to disgrace Hero before the whole assembly and not marry her.
Oh, villain, thou wilt be condemned into everlasting redemption for this.
What else?
This is all.
And this is more, masters, than you can deny. Prince John is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in this manner accused, in this very manner refused, and upon the grief of this suddenly died. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonato's. I will go before and show him their examination.
Doggenberry.
And he walks away.
Let them be opinioned.
Let them be in the hands.
Coxcomb!
God's my life, where's the sexton? Let him write down the prince's officer Coxcomb. Come, bind them, thou naughty varlet.
Away! Away! You are an ass! You are, sir, an ass!
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, that he were here to write me down an ass. But masters, remember that I am an ass, though it be not written down. Yet forget not that I am an ass. No, thou villain, thou art full of piety, as shall be proved upon thee by good witness. I am a wise fellow, and, which is more, an officer, and which is more, a householder, and which is more, as pretty a piece of flesh as any is in Messina, and one that knows the law go to, and a rich fellow enough go to, and a fellow that hath had losses, and one that hath 2 gowns, and everything handsome about him. Bring him away. Oh, that I had been written down an ass.
Oh, and he walks out.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Oh, I get to be this guy.
Okay, everything is gonna be fine. We made it to Act 5.
Yay!
This is... It's fine. Nobody's gonna die. Everybody's gonna get married.
Yeah.
Because that's how I planned it.
Okay, we are, turn all of these off. We are before Leonato's house. Enter Leonato and Antonio.
If you go on thus, you will kill yourself. And this is not the wisdom thus to second grief against yourself.
Yourself.
I
I
pray
know the
thee.
shame word you speak of.
I pray thee, cease thy counsel, which falls into mine ears as profitless as water in a sea. Give me not counsel, nor let me comforter delight mine ear, but such a one whose wrongs do suit with mine. Bring me a father that so loved his child, whose joy of her is overwhelmed like mine, and bid him speak of patience. Measure his woe the length and breadth of mine, and let it answer every strain for strain. As thus for thus, in such a grief for such, in every lineament, branch, shape, and form. If such a one will smile and stroke his beard, bid sorrow wag, cry hem, which he would groan, which he should groan, patch grief with proverbs, make misfortune drunk with candle wasters. Bring him yet to me, and I of him will gather patience. But there is no such a man. For, brother, men can counsel and speak comfort to that grief, which they themselves not feel. But, tasting it, the counsel turns to passion, which before would give perceptual medicine to rage. Fetters strung madness in a silken thread. Charm ache with hair and agony with words. No, no, 'tis all men's office to speak patience to those that wring under the loads of sorrow, but no man's virtue nor sufficiency to be so moral than he shall endure the like himself. Therefore give me no counsel. My griefs cry louder than advertisement.
Therefore do men from children nothing differ.
I pray thee peace. I will be flesh and blood, for there was never yet philosopher that could endure the toothache patiently. However, they have writ the style of gods and made a push at chance and sufferance.
Yet, Ben, do not all the harm upon yourself. Make those that do the offend to suffer too.
There thou speakest reason, nay. I will do so. My soul doth tell me Hero is believed, and that shall Claudio know. So shall the prince and all of them that thus dishonor her.
Here come the prince and Claudio hastily.
Hey, guess who's coming in? It's Don Pedro and Claudio.
Good den, good den.
Good day to both of you.
Hear you, my lords.
We have some haste, Leonato.
Some haste, my lord. Well, fare you well, my lord. How you so hasty now? Well, all is one.
Nay, do not quarrel with us, good old man.
If he could ride himself with quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him?
Mary, thou dost wrong me. Thou dissembles, thou. May never lay thy hand upon thy sword. I fear thee not.
Mary, beshrew my hand, if it should give your age such cause for fear. In faith, my hand meant nothing to my sword.
Tush, tush, man. Never fleer and jest at me. I speak not like a dotard or a fool. As underprivileged of age, so brag. What I have done being young, or what would do were I not old. No, Claudio, to thy head. Thou hast so wronged mine innocent child and me that I am forced to lay my reverence by, and with gray hairs and bruise of many days, do challenge thee to trial of a man. I say thou hast belied mine innocent child. Thy slander hath gone through and through my heart, and she lies buried with her ancestors. Oh, in tomb where never scandal slept, save this of hers framed by thy villainy.
My villainy?
Thine, Claudio, thine, I say.
You say not right, old man.
My lord, I'll prove it on his body, if he dare. Despite his nice fence and his active practice, his May of youth and bloom of lustihood.
Oh, way, I will not have to do with you.
Canst thou so daff me? Thou hast killed my child? If thou killst me, boy, thou shalt kill a man.
He shall kill two of us. And men indeed. But no matter. Let him kill one of us, one first. Win me and wear me. Let him answer me. No more. Come, follow me, boy. Come, sir boy. Come, follow me, sir boy. I'll whip from your funny face. Nay, I am a gentleman. I will.
Brother.
What is happening? Content yourself. God knows I have loved my niece. And she is dead. Slandered to death by villain.
She's dead. Yay.
That dare as well answer. A man indeed. As I dare take a serpent by the tongue. Boys, apes, baggerats. What's a baggerat?
Braggarts.
Milk sops.
Brother Anthony.
Oh, here we go. Hold to your contempt. What? Man? I know them. Yeah. And what they weigh. Even to that more sculpture.
I can't.
You can't laugh if I hear you. I laugh.
It's too much.
Scrambling, out facing one, monging, fashion monging. What? Boys, that lie and cog and flout, deprive and slander, go and to ye. Show outward hideousness and speak of half a dozen dangerous words. Now, how? They might hurt their enemies if they does, and this is all.
But, Brother Anthony.
Come, 'tis in the matter. We do not meddle. Let me deal in this.
Gentlemen both, we'll not wake our patience. My heart is sorry for your daughter's death, but on my honor, she was charged with nothing but what was true and very full of proof.
My lord, my lord.
I will not hear you.
No. Come, brother, away. I will be heard.
And shall some of us be smart for it?
Oh no, there goes Antonio.
Bye!
And Leonardo.
Cece, here comes the man we went to seek.
It's Benedict.
Now, Signor, what news?
Good day, my lord.
Welcome, Signor. You are almost come to part, almost a fray.
We had like to have had our two noses snapped off with two old men without teeth.
Leonato and his brother, what thinkest thou? Had we fought, I doubt we should have been too young for them.
In a false quarrel, there is no true valor. I came to seek you both.
We have been up and down to seek thee, for we are high-proof melancholy and would fain have it beaten away. Wilt thou use thy wit?
It is in my scabbard. Shall I draw it?
Dost thou wear thy wit by thy side?
Never any did so, though very many have been outside their wit. I bid thee draw, as we do the minstrels, draw to pleasure us.
As I am an honest man, he looks pale. Art thou sick or angry?
What courage, man? What thou care killed a cat? Thou hast mettle enough in thee to kill care.
Sir, I shall meet your wit in the career, and you shall charge it against me. I pray you choose another subject.
Nay, then give him another staff. This last was broke cross.
By this light, he charges more and more. I think he be angry indeed.
If he be, he knows how to turn his girdle.
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me from a challenge.
You are a villain, I jest not. I will make it good how you dare with what you dare and when you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death shall fall heavy on you. Let me hear from you.
Well, I will meet you, so I may have good cheer.
What? A feast? A feast?
In faith, I thank him. He hath bid me to a calf's head and a capon, which I do not carve most curiously. Say my knife's not? Shall I not find a woodcock, too?
Sir, your wit ambles well, it goes easily.
I'll tell thee how Beatrice praised thy wit the other day. I saw thou hadn't a fine wit. True, she said, a fine little one. No, I said, a great wit. Right, says she, a great gross one. Nay, said I, a good wit. Just, said she, it hurts nobody. Nay, said I, the gentleman is wise. Certain, she said, a wise gentleman. Nay, said I, he hath the tongues. That I believe, said she, for he swore a thing to me on Monday night, which he forswore on Tuesday morning. There's a double tongue, there's two tongues. Thus did she, an hour together, transhape thy particular virtues. Yet at last she concluded with a sigh, thou wast the properest man in Italy.
For the which she wept heartily, and said she cared not.
Yeah, that she did, but yet for all that, and if she did not hate him deadly, she would love him dearly. The old man's daughter told us all.
All. And moreover, God saw him when he was hid in the garden.
But when shall we set the average bull's horns on the sensible verdict's head?
Yea, and the text underneath, here dwells Benedict, the married man.
Fare you well, boy. You know my mind. I will leave you now to your gossip-like humor. You break jests as braggarts do their blades, which God be thanked, hurt not. My lord, for your many courtesies, I thank you. I must discontinue your company. Your brother the bastard is fled from Messina. You have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady. For my lord Lackbeard there. He and I shall meet. Until then, peace be with him.
Oh, he's gonna stomp out.
He is in earnest.
In most profound earnest, and I'll warrant you, for the love of Beatrice.
And hath challenged thee.
Most sincerely.
A pretty thing man is when he goes in his doublet and oaths and leaves off with his wit.
He is then a giant to an ape, but then an ape a doctor to such a man.
But soft you, let me be. Pluck up my art and be sad. Did he not say my brother was fled?
Oh, now we'll get to the bottom of it. Enter Dogberry, Vergis, and the Watch with Conrad and Baraccio.
Come you, sir. If justice cannot tame you, she shall ne'er weigh more reasons in her balance. Nay, and you be a cursing hypocrite once, you must be looked to.
How now? Two of my brother's men bound. Baraccio, one.
Hearken after their offense, my lord.
Officers, what offense have these men done?
Marry, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruths. Secondarily, they are slanders. Sixth and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things. And to conclude, they are lying knaves.
First, I ask thee what they have done. Thirdly, I ask thee what their offense. Sixth and lastly, why they are committed. And to conclude, what you lay to their charge.
Rightly reasoned. And in his own division. And by my troth, there's one meaning well suited.
Who have you offended, masters, that you are thus bound to your answer? This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What is your offense?
Sweet prince, let me go no further to mine answer. Do you hear me? And let this count kill me. I deceived even your very eyes. What your wisdoms could not discover, these shallow fools have brought to light. Who in the night overheard me confessing to this man how Don John, your brother, incensed me to slander the lady hero. How you were brought into the orchard and saw me court Margaret in hero's garments. How you disgraced her, when you should be marrying her. My villainy they have put upon record, which I had rather seal with my death than repeat over in my shame. The lady is dead upon mine and my master's false accusations, and I desire nothing but the reward of a villain.
Runs not this speech like iron through your blood?
I have drunk poison while he uttered it.
But did my brother set thee on to this?
Yea, and he paid me richly for the practice of it.
He is composed and framed of treachery, and fled he is upon his villainy.
Sweet hero, now thy image doth appear in rare semblance, that I loved it first.
Come, bring away the plaintiffs. By this time our sexton hath reformed Signor Leonardo of the matter, and masters, do not forget to specify, when time and place shall serve, that I am an ass.
Here comes Signor Leonato, and the sexton too.
Re-enter Leonardo and Antonio with the sexton.
Which is the villain? Let me see his eyes, that when I note another man like him, I may avoid him. Which of these is he?
If you would know your wronger, look on me.
Art thou the slave that with thy breath hast killed mine innocent child?
Yea, even I alone.
No, not so, villain. Thou believest thyself. Here stand a pair of honorable men. A third is fled, and that had a hand in it. I thank you, princes, for my daughter's death. Record it with your high and worthy deeds. 'Twas bravely done, if you bethink you of it.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose me to what penance your invention can lay upon my sin. Yet sinned I not, but in mistaking.
By my soul nor I, and yet to satisfy this good old man, I would bend under any heavy weight, that he'll enjoy me too.
I cannot bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you both, possess the people of Messina here how innocent she died. And if your love can labor aught in sad invention, hang her an epitaph upon her tomb, and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight. Tomorrow morning, come you to my house, and since you could not be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My brother hath a daughter, amidst the copy of my child that's dead, and she alone is heir to both of us. Give her the right you should have given her cousin, and so dies my revenge.
Oh, noble sir, your overkindness doth wring tears from me. I do embrace your offer, and dispose for henceforth of poor Claudio.
Tomorrow, then, I will expect your coming. Tonight, I take my leave. This naughty man shall face to face be brought to Margaret, who I believe was packed in all this wrong, hired to it by your brother.
No, by my soul she was not, nor knew not what she did when she spoke to me, but always hath been a just and virtuous in anything that I know her by.
Moreover, sir, which is indeed is not under white and black, this plaintiff here, the offender, did call me ass. I beseech you let it be remembered in his punishment. And also the watch heard them talk of one deformed. They say he wears a key in his ear and a lock hanging by it, and borrows money in God's name, the which he hath used so long and never paid, that now men grow hard-hearted, and will lend nothing for God's sake. Pray you, examine him upon that point.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains.
Your worship speaks like a most thankful and reverend youth, and I praise God for you.
There's for thy pains.
God save the foundation.
Go, I discharge thee of thy prisoner, and thank thee.
I leave an errant knave with your worship, which I beseech your worship to correct yourself for the example of others. God keep your worship. I wish your worship well. God restore you to health. I humbly give you leave to depart, and if a merry meeting may be wished, God prohibit it. Come, neighbor.
I got distracted by the rabbit. It's fine. Exit Dogberry and Vergis. Just pretend all the names and cameras are in the right place. It's fine.
It's fine. Until tomorrow morning, lords, farewell.
Antonio. Oh, Antonio's not looking at the screen.
Nope. Hi, Antonio.
Farewell.
She has her headphones off too.
I don't know where what? I don't have this line.
Antonio.
I don't have this line in my script.
I think farewell, my lord. Was that it?
We
Farewell,
look
my
for
lord.
you.
We look for you tomorrow.
Tomorrow. That's all she has.
Okay. Farewell, my lord. We look for you tomorrow. It's not in my script. I don't know where it is. It's gone.
You're fired.
It's a mystery. The lost line. We will not fail.
Tonight I'll mourn with Hero.
Bring you these fellows on. We'll talk with Margaret. How her acquaintance grew with this lewd fellow.
Everybody walks off separately.
I found it.
Oh, good. Good. Have that ready for tomorrow's rehearsal.
Okay, cool. I was looking at the wrong part of the script.
All right. Scene 2 in Leonardo's garden. Enter Benedict and Margaret. Meeting.
Pray thee, sweet Mistress Margaret, deserve well at my hands by helping me to the speech of Beatrice.
Will you then write me a sonnet in praise of my beauty?
In so high a style, Margaret, that no man living shall come over it. For in most comely truth, thou deservest it.
Have no man come over me. Why, shall I always keep a low stare?
Thy wit is as quick as the greyhound's mouth it catches.
And yours as blunt as the fencer's foils, which hit, but hurt not.
A most manly wit, Margaret. It will not hurt a woman. And so I pray thee, call Beatrice. I give thee the bucklers.
Give us the swords, and we have bucklers of our own.
If you use them, Margaret, you must put in the pikes with a vice, and they are dangerous weapons for maids.
Well, I will call Beatrice to you, who I think hath legs.
And therefore will come.
Exit Margaret. And Benedict sings.
Heck yeah.
Forgot about this part. The God of love that sits above and knows me, how pitiful I deserve. I mean in singing, but in loving. Leander the good swimmer, Troilus the first employer of panders, and a whole book full of these quondam carpetmangers whose names yet run smoothly in the even road of a blank verse. Why, they were never so truly turned over and over as my poor self in love. Mary, I cannot show it in rhyme. I have tried. I can find out no rhyme to lady, but baby, an innocent rhyme. For scorn, horn, a hard rhyme. For school, fool, a babbling rhyme. Very ominous endings. No, I was not born under a rhyming planet. Nor I cannot woo in festival terms.
Oh, here comes Beatrice.
Sweet Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I called thee?
Yes, senor, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, stay but till then.
Then it is spoken. Very well now, and yet ere I go, let me go with that I came, which is with knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon I will kiss thee.
Foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore I will depart unkissed.
Thou hast frighted the word out of his right sense, so forcible is thy wit. But I must tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge, and either I must shortly hear from him, or I will subscribe him a coward. And I pray thee now, tell me, for which of my bad parts did thou first fall in love with me?
for them all together, which maintains so politic a state of evil that they will not admit any good parts to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Suffer love, a good epithet. I do suffer love indeed, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart! If you spite it for my sake, I will spite it for yours, for I will never love that which my friend hates.
Thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably.
It appears not in this confession. There's not one wise man among 20 that will praise himself.
An old instance, Beatrice, that lived in the line of good neighbors. If a man do not erect in this age his own tomb ere he dies, he shall live no longer in monument than the bell rings and the widow weeps.
And how long is that? Thank you.
Question. Why, an hour in clamor and a quarter in room. Therefore it is most expedient for the wise, if Don Worm, his conscience, find no impediment to the contrary, to be the trumpet of his own virtues, as I am to myself. So much for praising myself, who I myself will bear witness is praiseworthy. And now tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill too.
Serve God, love me, and mend. There will I leave you, for here comes one in haste.
It's Ursula.
Madam, you must come to your uncle. Yonder's old coil at home. It is proved, my lady, hero hath been falsely accused. The prince and Claudia mightily abused, and Don Jan, is the author of it all, who is fed and gone. Will you come presently?
Will you go hear this news, senor?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thy eyes. And moreover, I will go with thee to thy uncle's.
They all leave.
Do that too, I mean.
Oh, and that thing you just asked me, I'll do that too.
Yeah,
You're super pretty. Scene 3.
I hate you, but I love you. It's a love-hate relationship.
Yep.
Scene 3 at church. Enter Don Pedro Claudio, people with candles.
Oh, no.
Is this the monument of Leonardo?
It is, my lord.
Done to death by slanderous tongues was hero that here lies. Death and guardian of her wrongs, give her fame which never dies. So the life that died with shame lives in death a glorious fame. Hang thou here upon the tomb, praising her when I was dumb. Now, music, song, and sing your solemn hymn. Question. Does song mean that I sing the next part, or does it mean that there's supposed to be a song that's input in there?
Nope, it's you gotta sing it.
You sing.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you don't, do it anyway.
Pardon, goddess of the night, those that slew thy virgin night. For the witch with songs of woe, round about her tomb they go. Midnight, assist our moan, help us to sigh and groan. Heavily, heavily, graves yawn and yield your dead, till death be uttered. Heavily, heavily. Now, unto thy bones, good night. Yearly will I do this right.
Good morrow, masters. Put your torches down. The wolves have preyed, and look, the gentle day. Before the wheels of Phoebus round about the dabbles the drowsy east with spots of grey. Thanks to you all, and leave us. Fare you well.
Good morrow, masters, each his several way.
Come, let us ence and put on other weeds, and then to Lenatos we will go.
And Hymen now with luckier issue speeds than this for whom we rendered up this woe.
And they leave. Scene 4. Another room in Leonardo's house. He's just showing off.
Yeah, he's very roomy.
Enter Leonardo, Antonio, Benedict, Beatrice, Margaret, Ursula, Friar Francis, and Hero. It's fine. I'm sure they're all in the right place.
Guys. Did I not tell you she was innocent?
No, that.
Sorry, muted. So are the Prince and Claudio, who accused her upon the error that you heard debated. But Margaret was in some fault for this, although against her will, as it appears in the true course of all the question.
I am glad all things sorted out well.
And so am I, being else by faith and forced to call young Claudio to a reckoning for it.
Well, daughter, and you gentlewomen all, withdraw into a chamber by yourselves, and when I send for you, come hither masked.
Ladies, walk away.
Bye.
The Prince and Claudio promise by this hour to visit me. You know your office, brother. You must be father to your brother's daughter and give her to young Claudio.
Which I will do with confined countenance. One of the two.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, Senor?
To bind me or undo me, one of them. Senor Leonardo, truth it is. Good senor, your niece regards me with an eye of favor.
That I, my daughter Galenter, 'tis most true.
And I do, with an eye of love, requite her.
The sight whereof I think you had from me, from Claudio and the Prince. But what's your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical. But for my will is your goodwill may stand with ours this day to be conjoined in the state of honorable marriage, in which, good friar, I shall desire your help.
My heart is with your liking.
And my help. Here comes the Prince Claudio.
Cannot get over that. Enter Don Pedro and Claudio, other people that we don't need to mention. Don Pedro.
Yep. Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, Prince. Good morrow. Claudio, we here attend you. Are you yet determined today to marry with my brother's daughter?
I'll hold my mind. Were she an Ethiop?
Call her forth, brother. Here's the friar ready.
Exit Antonio.
Good morrow, Benedict. Why, what's the matter? That you have such a February face, so full of frost, of storm and cloudiness.
I think he thinks upon the savage bull. Fear not, man, we'll tip thy horns with gold, and all Europa shall rejoice at thee, as once Europa did lusty Jove, when he would play the noblest beast in love.
Bull Jove, sir, had an amiable low, and some such strange bull leaped your father's cow and got a calf in that same noble feat, much like to you, for you have just his bleat.
For this I owe you. Here comes other reckonings.
We enter Antonio, and the ladies have masks on. However, will we tell the difference between them?
Which lady must I seize upon?
The same as she, and I give her to you.
Why, then she's mine. Sweet, let me see your face.
No, that you shall not, till you take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
Give me your hand. Before this holy friar, I am your husband if you like of me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh my god.
Another hero?
Nothing certainer. One hero died defiled, but I do live. And surely as I live, I am a maid.
The former hero that is dead.
She died, my lord, but whilst her slander lived.
Friar.
Ooh!
In the hat.
Oh, all this amazement cannot fall apart. When after the holy rites are ended, I tell you largely a fair hero's death. Meanwhile, let its wonder seem familiar, and let the chapel let us present.
Soft and fair, Friar. Which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do not you love me?
Why, no. No more than reason.
Why, then your uncle and the prince and Claudio have been deceived. They swore you did.
Do not you love me?
No, no more than reason.
Why, then my cousin Margaret and Ursula are much deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore that you were almost sick for me.
They swore that you were well nigh dead for me.
'Tis no such matter. Then you do not love me?
No, truly, but in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin, I am sure you love the gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon it that he loves her. For here's a paper written in his hand, a halting sonnet of his own pure brain fashioned to Beatrice.
And here's another writ in my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her affection unto Benedick.
A miracle. Here's our own hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee, but by this light I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in consumption.
Peace. I will stop your mouth.
Kissy, kissy, kissy.
How dost thou, Benedict, the married man?
I tell thee what, Prince. A college of witcrackers cannot flout me out of my humor. Dost thou think I care for a satire or an epigram? No. If a man will be beaten with brains, I shall wear nothing handsome about him. In brief, since I do purpose to marry, I will think nothing to any purpose that the world can say against it, and therefore never flout at me for what I have said against it. For man is a giddy thing, and this is my conclusion. For thy part, Claudio, I did think to have beaten thee, but in that thou art like to be my kinsman, live unbruised, and love my cousin.
I had well hoped thou would have denied Beatrice, that I might cudgel thee out of thy single life, to make thee double dealer, which out of question thou wilt be, if my cousin do not look exceedingly narrowly to thee.
Come, come, we are friends. Let's have a dance ere we are married, that we may lighten our own hearts and our wives' heels.
We'll have dancing afterward.
First of my word, therefore play music.
Is...
Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife. Get thee a wife. There is no staff more reverend than one tipped with horn.
Enter a messenger.
My lord, your brother John has twain in flight and brought with armed man back to Messina.
Think not on him till tomorrow. I'll devise thee brave punishments for him. Strike up, pipers.
Dance! Not Don John. He doesn't get to dance.
No. Oh, poor Don John.
Poor Don John!
Don John's a very bad man. Very bad.
The boy can dance, though.
Boy.
Boy dances.
Dance.
Yeah. It's like Shrek. We all dance with the villain in the dragon's stomach.
Yeah.
Guys, we did it again.
We did it.
Yay.
Click the right button.
But we did it.
I think everybody's names here are in the wrong places.
Yep.
So we'll do start on the top left with Cassie and just do clockwise. Say anything you want to plug. Who are you? Where are you?
I'm Cassie Greenlee. I'm from the Shakespeare podcast with Ghostlight Media.
Next.
I think that's me next.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm Paul. You can find me on Twitter at Arcanus. I do a lot of role-playing stuff, and you can find me every other Thursday on the Lady Ori's channel with her homebrew Shadows and Starlight, and we're playing this coming Thursday,
Whoops.
I do believe.
Pretend I didn't do that. That's all right. Nobody in their right mind is still watching.
Aww.
Jordan, you're next.
It's hard to follow that. Hi, I'm Jordan at D&D Jordan Lee on Twitch and on Twitter. Let's see, I am usually on the Threadwriters channel. On Tuesday nights, I play Alzin Whisperwind for Geek Attack, so come check us out. As well as I get to hang out with these amazing people, I think, doing these Saturday streams. So thank you so much for coming.
Yay! I think I'm next.
Yep.
I'm Kim, aka Mets Girl, over on Twitter and in all of the Discords, at least as many of them as I can find. And I have a podcast, Service Desk, in which I get to talk about technology for the not so technically savvy. And then I also get to play D&D and other games with my friends on LCP, D&D, and Beholder's Eye podcast. And I don't usually do streams, but hey, we're all stuck at home anyway, so here we are, being socially distant and yet connected.
Amen. I got all the names fixed.
Yeah.
Because you're a good director.
Okay, Taylor, you are next.
Hi, I'm Taylor, known as Taylor Humani on Twitter and Overthinking DM on Discord, and I literally do nothing. This is my first stream. This is my first real big thing. Like,
You did so good.
But yeah, so
you've done a thing.
If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do that. But I'm just a plain Jane in this bunch. So
You jumped in, and you jumped in this morning.
Yes, you
Yeah.
did.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Trying to dip my toes in to the
And
yes.
Rick had to leave, but you also picked up her roles. So thank you very
Discount
much.
Don Pedro.
I couldn't even tell the voice was different.
It was so
really
good.
well done.
And Rick will also be playing a game tonight also.
Yes. Next, going down, Mykalwane.
Yes, I'm Mykalwane on Twitter. You give me a clip, I'll give you a GIF. I'm not kidding on that. Like,
I love
there's
it.
like you'll see me more often with on Scraticus Academy doing GIFs and clips for them. Monday evenings, I'm on Raven RAVVYN's channel for Lightbringer, where I play a sweet boy. They're just trying to help free a god. You know, nothing big.
See any problem with this?
That
Yeah.
happens all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, and something like if you guys would hopefully like to check out Critical Pins, which is a Kickstarter that a friend of mine's done. Like they're only about halfway there to their goal. You got about 10 days to go. Like it's got a lot of like, for example, Critically Dim, me, or Critical Bi, Critically Agender, Critically Trans, such like. And if you don't have problems, I'll just put a links to all those things, if you don't mind.
I don't know if the link will work.
Well, we'll find out then.
Nope, didn't work.
Oh well, we tried.
you can put them in Maddie's Discord.
Yeah, well, but anyways, like remember, we're all in this together. I'm pulling for you.
And we know by and by we can make our dreams come true.
See, I was thinking more red-green. Like we're all in this together. I'm pulling for you.
Yep.
Keep your stick on the ice.
Yep.
How do they do that thing? Hi guys, I'm Maxine. It's wonderful to see you guys again.
On zero sleep, and she has this much energy. I think she might be
mad.
Magic.
Maybe.
Yeah, okay, we'll go with that one. So my name is Maxine. You can find me everywhere and anywhere at That Girl at That Place. I do all the things, all the places, except on Instagram where I am Lady Skyburn, because apparently That Girl at That Place is just too long. I don't get it myself. I am every other Sunday doing a game on Threadwriters of Tomb of Annihilation, where I play a Russian Black Panther. and I am a barbarian, but literally the worst barbarian you have ever seen. Kind of
Barbarian.
Kind of barbarian. Yes. And then every Tuesday, on Welcome Party RPG, their Rifts game from 8 to 11, where I play Hello, the recently found bodied type of robot, I guess you could say. It's very fun. I have way too much fun with those. And last but not least, you can find me at www.nerdychicken.ca, where I make my Albert dice bags. Yay! So if you like them, go to Nerdy Chicken and get them. And there's 3 of them there, and then I have a bunch of them here to send out once the virus is dead.
Could you fucking that?
I think.
Hey!
I did a thing. That's all the things. Oh! Sorry, one more thing. I started my own channel again. I'm excited. So, if everything works out the way that it should, I'm doing a bunch of test streams and stuff. April 1st, no joke, I'm starting my bedtime stories. So, from 9 to 10 on Wednesdays, Eastern Standard Time, come hear me read stories in ridiculous voices because I want to be voice actors. Yay.
Heck yeah.
And that's everything.
Yep.
That's a wrap.
Are you sure?
No.
If not, I'll just type it on my
start,
Twitter.
Sean, please.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Sean, aka No Tweet Sean on Twitter. You can find me on all sorts of So Many games and Thread Raiders events. I am a DM everywhere and a player everywhere and people's projects. I got my hands and fingers in all sorts of cookie jars. So just let me know if you need a player or a DM, or if you want to bounce ideas off of something, or if you need something edited. I'm here.
That was easy. All right, CA, talk about you and then the stuff that the Thread Raiders are doing.
Yeah.
If you want.
Yeah. I am Chaotic Anarchy. I'm also on the Thread Raiders podcast. We do have some streams going on over at Thread Raiders to help through all this quarantine stuff. Riki is doing a game tonight at 8:30, right, Jordan?
Yep.
Okay. And we
8
also
o'clock.
have a stream
8 o'clock,
on...
sorry.
Oh, 8 o'clock? Okay.
Yes.
We also have a stream on Sunday, but Jordan's going to be running it, which we cannot wait for because there's tiny baby mimics in it. Right. But our big event that's coming up is actually in May, and Poonicorn will be there. And Sean and Maxine, all of these wonderful faces. We are also currently looking for players and DMs, so if you want to participate in that and hang out with us, just have a good time, play games, we would love to have you there. That is going to be in the beginning of May, from the 1st to the 3rd. So, yeah,
Game
we'd love to see you
Haven.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're done talking. Okay. I have been your director, producer. There's been cats and rabbits in the background, and you can see his ear, maybe.
Mice.
And
people.
And people.
And the Fae.
I am doing these on Saturdays selfishly because I love Shakespeare and people and reading and being ridiculous, and I have no shame. So I created the thing I wanted to see, and all of these wonderful people came together and had fun with me as well. So thank you, everybody, and thank you, everybody, for watching, even if you just watched a little bit. Hi, Zynar! We see you! Hi! And I think that's it. Come hang out with the Thread Raiders and all of our games there. Hang out with So Maddie. He does a lot of talk shows and games over here. It's like lunchtime here, so I'm gonna go.
It's like bedtime here.
Eat something.
Anytime is bedtime for me, though.
Yeah, and then I might take a nap.
There you go.
But stay safe. There's the bunny. Stay away from people. Wash your hands, and we will continue bringing some joy wherever we can.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.